investigations. Out of these three entities that we've filed FOIA litigation against thus far, the Dearborn Police has been the most egregious, and it's kind of ironic considering most of America looks at Dearborn, Michigan as being the Muslim capital of America, and the police department within the so-called Muslim capital of America has been the most egregious in terms of the suppression of public information.
I think it's important to point out that the entities that we have filed suits against, the Michigan State Police, the Dearborn Police, and the Detroit Police, have suppressed evidence which is really unjustified, arbitrary, and capricious. The Dearborn Police in particular released evidence on at least 2 occasions that should have been released according to the FOIA requests that our office put forward. The Dearborn Police released the necropsy report. They released the 911 call to the ACLU. These are documents that our office has specifically requested but was denied, however, were released to other entities. All 3 of the entities that we have filed lawsuits against have denied evidence based on one reason or another that are not justified, or have not even bothered to respond within the statutory limitations of the FOIA statute.
Were the suits all filed today? I'm sorry I came in late, but were they all filed today? Or are you just announcing them today?
The Detroit Police and the Dearborn Police, those 2 lawsuits have been filed today.
And then the third?
The Michigan State Police was filed on August 3rd.
Okay. Can I get your name? Excuse me. One moment.
Congressman Conyers' staffer just came in and he brought a statement which I can copy for you. You just want me to read this statement? I can just read it. You sure you don't want to read it? I can read it. Okay. Well, this is from Congressman Conyers' office. It's remarks on the shooting of Imam Luqman Amin Abdullah, Monday, August 9th, 2010, and this is for CAIR, Michigan. Thank you, Daoud. It is a privilege to be here among friends with so many people who are working so hard for justice in this case. Back in February, we met and spoke on the Imam Abdullah shooting, and I was pleased to announce then that the Justice Department Civil Rights Division was looking at the case. I can tell you today that my staff has been in close touch with the Justice Department, and they assure us their review is ongoing and that it will be thorough and that it will be aggressive. That is their word, quote unquote, aggressive. Now only time will tell, and that is why I applaud the efforts of CAIR Michigan and everyone else here to keep the pressure on and to ensure that information is released and the proceedings are transparent. I have other news as well. All of Detroit was outraged this past May by the tragic shooting of 7-year-old Iona Jones. Many of the people here, especially my friend Ron Scott, have worked hard on that case as well. And I know we all will join together in seeking accountability and justice for Iona and her family. And so, while we are here together, I want to announce that I have just been told by the Justice Department that in response to the requests that I have made and that many in the community have made, there will be opening a full FBI investigation on the shooting, on the Jones shooting. And the results that the investigation will be sent to the Civil Rights Division criminal section for their review and action. We have seen down in New Orleans that the Justice Department knows how to do the right thing in these cases when they have the evidence and when they have the will. So I'm glad that they have taken this important step, and I hope it leads to good results. And I know, of course, that all of you will be watching closely, and the Congress will be watching too. Thank you very much for coming today. This is from Congressman John Conyers, head of the Judiciary Committee.
You've got copies of that?
I can make copies for.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Since the Congressman mentioned the Iona Jones shooting and what's going to happen, we learned from the Detroit Police Commission last week. It's interesting that these lawsuits, that this litigation will be proceeding, because it was announced and mentioned to the Detroit Police Department that it was going to be 6 weeks before the state police released their findings regarding the Iona Jones shooting. I think that in this situation, these lawsuits are timely, and what Congressman Conyers said is important, because these agencies, in many cases, I think, are hoping that the people who are putting pressure on will go away. And that this news conference today emphasizes that we won't go away, and that you can't have people shot either in their bed or in the truck. And so I think that's really interesting with the two of these things, because the tactics of barring the informants, the tactics were basically the same. It was creating a warfare situation against citizens of the United States.
If that's it, we will conclude. Congressman Kinger's staffer actually has copies of a press release in terms of what was announced, so you all can get copies of the press release instead of that statement that I just read.
Could I get you guys to say and spell your names for me?
We'll just give you a business card a bit quicker.
Okay.
Okay. You won't mispronounce it. Dawood, D-A-W-U-D, last name Walid, W-A-L-I-D, Executive Director of the Michigan Chapter of CAIR, Council on American Islamic Relations.
Lena Masri, Staff Attorney for CAIR Michigan.